Hello everyone, welcome back to Orbit Trade Daily. I'm Zayed. This is day 2 of my $500 swing trading challenge. Let's open the futures menu. Now it's time for the day 2 update and let's see what happened today. At the moment my account is floating at around 30 USDT in unrealized loss. Since I'm currently in the red, most of my positions are also negative. The biggest loss right now is on Turtle USDT. Turtle is currently down by around 20 USDT. And recall, USDT is down about 6 USDT. But earlier this morning, it was actually up around 30 USDT. Unfortunately, tonight, it's back in the red again. As you can see, I am using the weekly time frame because this is a swing trading strategy. If you don't want to use the weekly time frame, you can also use the daily time frame, but I personally prefer the weekly chart. Earlier today, my account was up around 39 USDT in profit. Now it's back to a loss again. That's how swing trading works. Sometimes the price goes up and sometimes it goes down. The key is to stay patient. Don't close your position too early. Just wait until it reaches your stop loss or your take profit. For recall, my take profit target is still very far away. It's set around 3 USDT, and if it gets there, the profit would be around 60,000 USDT. Some people asked why my target is so high. I saw that question in my previous video. They asked why my take profit is so far away and why my stop loss is also so wide. Here's my answer. What we are looking for is the right momentum, just like we've seen with many other coins before. In crypto, many coins can suddenly explode without any warning. Right now, the market is still moving very slowly, but once a coin gets pumped and catches momentum, the move can be absolutely incredible. In crypto, almost anything is possible. You can check coin market cap and see it for yourself. Some coins started from almost nothing, then suddenly they pumped to much higher prices. We've seen coins like REF, Siren, COI, and AIA. Anything can happen in the crypto market. That's why I'm looking for swing trades with a small amount of capital, but with the potential for very large profits. My personal goal is to turn 500 USDT into 30,000 or even 50,000 USDT. The biggest risk in swing trading is delisting. If one of your coins gets a delisting announcement, that can be very dangerous. It means the coin will be removed from the exchange. That's one of the biggest risks of swing trading. Another challenge is patience. Sometimes we already make around 5,000 USDT from a small account and we feel satisfied, even though the coin could still go much higher. Or sometimes we are too greedy. After making 5,000 USDT, we hope for even more. Then the price drops back to the entry level or even turns into a loss. That's all about trading psychology. You have to know when to close your position. If you believe the coin can continue higher, don't close it yet. But if you think the price is about to reverse, then it's okay to take profit. So your take profit plan can always change depending on market conditions. Now for today's update, I added one more coin, which is ZKP By adding another coin, I increase my chances of catching a big winner. Why? Because having 3 coins gives me more opportunities than just 2. Maybe one of these 3 coins will suddenly make a huge move. It could be Recall, it could be ZKP, or it could be Turtle. But by adding another position, my overall risk also increases. As you can see, yesterday, my margin ratio was around 3%. Now it's almost 6%. So yes, adding more coins also increases the risk. That's why I keep my margin relatively small. For ZKP, I'm only using 14 USDT of margin. That gives me a position size of around 6,000 ZKP. It's very similar to buying spot. You can also see my stop loss. It's not very deep. It's set around 0.038. If the stop loss gets hit, I'll only lose around 32 USDT. That's a very small loss. If my stop loss gets triggered, I'll probably enter again using the same margin. Then I'll move my next entry lower around 0.020. My take profit target is also much lower than the other coins. For ZKP, my take profit is set around 0.17. If it reaches that target, I'll make around 800 USDT in profit. That's today's update. Now, let's talk about Turtle. Nothing has changed since yesterday regarding the stop loss and take profit. The stop loss is still around 0.08 and the take profit is still at 4 USDT. If that target gets hit, I'll make around 90,000 USDT. Remember, I've updated my overall goal. Instead of 30,000 USDT, my new target is 50,000 USDT. Some of you may have another question. For Turtle, my stop loss would result in about a 500 USDT loss. The same goes for Recall. If that stop loss gets hit, I'd also lose around 500 USDT, but my starting capital is only 500 USDT. So what if everything crashes? Although that's very unlikely, I would simply add another 500 USDT to the account. That way my account remains safe and I can avoid liquidation or a margin call. So here's my advice. Even if you're doing swing trading, you should still check your positions every day. See which coins are green, which ones are red, and whether there's anything risky happening. Now let's check my assets. Yesterday, I started with 500 USDT. So why is my wallet balance now 506 USDT? Because earlier today, I briefly opened a short position on DK. I changed my mind, but I still made around 6 USDT before closing it. I also opened a position on EVA, but I closed that one as well. I simply changed my mind. Right now, my 3 official swing trading positions are ZKP, Recall, and Turtle. That's all for today's Day 2 Swing Trading Challenge update. I am Zayed. See you in the next video. Bye.